We have gone through the second canto, the dream yoga of Savitri, the Swapna yoga. She is moving in the stream of consciousness and running through the entire history of this creation. Entire history of this creation, right from the inconscience, right from the void, right from the indeterminates of the inconscience. And she is now arriving at the future prospects of this evolution. What are the future prospects? That is what we were trying to see last time. All that Savitri had experienced in the Swapna state, the dream state, is that this mortal being is calling the Godhead into his life. He is calling the Godhead into his life. So that is a great, tremendous advance in the process of evolution. In fact, calling the Godhead into his mortal life, that is the beginning of the first paragraph of the life divine. God, immortality, freedom. That is what he is talking in the first. And then the rest of the life divine is what is going to happen in the future. Life divine begins calling the Godhead into the mortal life. Human aspiration has advanced to a point that it can invoke the divine grace, the divine presence, the divine power to work in him. He has already advanced to this point. Now, in other words, what is missed in the life divine is this Swapna state, the dream state through which Savitri is passing. Missed in the sense that he has represented that aspect later on in another manner in the course of elucidating the various possibilities of that. But Savitri's yoga begins with the evolutionary march of the cosmic process of the earth itself and coming to the Godhead, calling into mortal life his presence, his power, his joy, his delight, his truth. That is what is come here. Now, in order that that happens, there are certain conditions to be fulfilled, and that is what Savitri is going to do. Is going to do, you see. In other words, the yoga of Savitri, so to say, in a present incarnation, is the yoga of the future. Yoga of the future. She has already done the past. The yoga of the past is complete. The yoga of the future has to begin. And that is what we have got from Canto 3 onward. Now here, the moment Savitri has completed this Swapna yoga, the dream yoga, passing through the stream of consciousness, the siddhi of this yoga is that a portion of the mighty mother came into her. The divine descent, the divine Savitri's part has now entered into the soul of Savitri, into human part, you see. That is the siddhi of this dream experience of Savitri, dream realization of Savitri. And then this portion has come for what purpose? This portion has come to build up the future. Now at this point, Savitri does not know in what manner the future will be built. In order that that happens, she has to do yoga first. But the prospects of the future are presented to her at this point. And the prospects of this future is to mold humanity into God's own shape. Let the evolution from below go on and build into God's human shape. If that is not possible, or if that is not possible, discover a new world. The future of humanity will be decided by the future of the world, by the new world. If there is no new world discoverable, is not present there at all, then create one or create a new world. In any case, the imperative is that man must go beyond himself. Must go. By what method? By molding humanity into God's shape, by discovering a new world, by creating a new world. What is going to materialize? That is not perhaps at this point important, is significant, but it is a must, that it has to happen. And this whole thing is summarized now in this sentence. Earth must transform herself and equal heaven, or heaven descend into earth's mortal state. Perhaps both the things will happen simultaneously. Both the things will happen. The evolutionary process from below has to get fulfilled by its own power, which is inherently present behind it, or heaven descend in order to lift up the thing. The complementary aspect of the descent is not an involution, it is descent of various powers at various stages. Only when life descended into matter that life flourished from matter. Life is intrinsically present in matter. Mind is intrinsically present in life in matter. It is there already involved. But in order that it emerges fully, life has to descend into matter and pull it up from above, from it below, you see. Mind has to descend into life in matter and pull it up again above like that. In the same way, heaven must descend and pull up the earth above, you see. It has to happen both simultaneously, you see. The divine body has to prepare there, it has to descend, and the new body be built up from below. Both the things have to happen simultaneously, you see. So that is the imperative. Now here, earth must transform herself and equal heaven. Now, this is a great imperative. What it means is that earth must transform herself. One can understand that. Earth must transform herself. That is perfectly understandable. But what is a little puzzling is, can earth be equal to heaven? Earth must be equal to heaven. Earth must transform herself and equal heaven. Is that possibility present? Can really earth become heaven? At this stage, it is a statement which is maintained here as a possibility, because things are open. This happened, this should happen, or there. So this is a possibility kept open at this point. Later on, we'll see that earth must transform herself, all right, and earth must almost equal heaven. Almost equal. That is not possible, because the divine possibilities in heaven are infinite. They will keep on multiplying. And for all of them to be present here, earth has to keep on growing constantly, you see. So later on he says, almost equal heaven. Here must equal heaven because this is in the open field, open possibility at this point, you see. So that is the important distinction which we have to maintain here, you see. But for such vast spiritual change to be out of the mystic cavern in man's heart, the heavenly psyche must put off her veil. That is the most important condition. If earth has to become a mate of heaven, equal to heaven, what earth must do first is she must take off the veil which is there around her psyche, and then she can see heaven. Now the point is, the heavenly psyche must put off her veil. He says heavenly psyche. Actually, in heaven, there is no psychic being. Psychic being is a speciality of the earth. You see. Heavenly psyche here means the divine aspect of love, joy, beauty, ananda, delight. That personality, the mother of love, who is there in the transcendent, she must take off her veil. That is important. Heavenly psyche, the part of that transcendental ananda being which is there in us, it is that who has to remove the veil when it is on earth. That is the important point here, you see. And step into common nature's crowded room. Yes, she must walk all around here after removing, and stand uncovered in that nature's front and rule his thoughts and fill the body and life. So, thought and body and life, there has to be the psychic transformation. The mental, the physical, the vital, they must open to the psychic being and allow that psychic being to work in the field of nature here, you see. Now, this is basically a commentary of the poet. All these things, etc., etc., he is narrating in the context of Savitri, a kind of a commentary by the yogi poet. But as far as Savitri is concerned, while she is undergoing through that dream experience, the yogic experience of Swapna, she remains silent and obedient to the high command. She has not received the command here, but she is obedient, she is silent. She is in a receptive state to get further guidance. The command has already come to Savitri. The entire recipe is given to Savitri. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And finally, vanquish time and death. That command is already given to Savitri. Therefore, she is obedient to that command, and under the sway of that command, she is now waiting for further progress. Savitri is there, obedient to a high command. She said, time, life, and death were passing incidents, obstructing with the transient view her sight that must break through and liberate the God imprisoned in the visionless mortal man. That is the Divya Drishti, sight, divine sight. It is that which must open out in the case of Savitri. Her sight that must break through. The Divya Drishti must come out here. Divya Chakshu, as you call it. It is that which must open out here. Now again, time. You see, now this is something already remarkable, no? For Savitri's dream yoga, She has already seen that what is after all time, what is after all this life, what is after all this death. They are passing incidents in the greatness of the march of the spirit. They are just passing incidents in the march of the spirit. Time, life, and death. That is the great experience Savitri already has. She doesn't really give so much importance, so much value, so much prominence to these aspects of time, life, and death in this creation at all. She is already now in touch with something else which is going to change things. Earth must mold, humanity must mold the divine Godhead in it, or create a new world, or discover a new world, you see.